Boom. So I think we are recording. Like, fingers crossed we won't fucking knock us off at the end and it hasn't been recorded. So, yeah, be right.
Yeah.
Gives a shit. So, welcome to Rikki Talks Fitness. That's what I'm going to call this series. It took me 4 hours to come up with it. A lot of intense talks, but yeah, Rikki Talks Fitness with my co-host. That sounds fucking douchey, so I'm not going to ever say that again. Just with Joe. So we're going to come on here once a week, just kind of talk about fitness, other shit, whatever we want to talk about, really. And then just grow it from there, really. That's kind of what we're going to do. As well as that, there's going to be a podcast series coming out where I'm going to be talking to people within the world of fitness, within the world of wrestling, some incredible clients that I've worked with. And yeah, loads of stuff going to be coming out on the YouTube this year. We were doing the vlogs, we were doing all that kind of stuff, and then I think having these sit down conversations are really good fun. So the first couple of episodes of that will be getting recorded next week as well. So lots of fun things to come. So how are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Busy week in work as usual, but yeah, aside from that, we're all good. All good, mate.
You in the office today?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah, half day today, so
you're fully back in the office now?
yeah, yeah.
Spot on, spot on. So, fuck it, having a nightmare today, mate. Well, I told you this before we came on. I'm not going to pretend that I didn't have a conversation with you before we came on, but fucking Royal Mail said they were delivering some trainers for me. They're not even for me, by the way. They're for my missus, and because we go to the gym tonight, I'm not allowed to miss them, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
It said between like 9 and 11, and time of recording this is 1:15, and they're still not here. And so I'm quite lucky that I've got this gym set up and everything here and whatnot. So I did a little bit this morning, but it's not the same. And obviously, like if anyone saw stories as well, Frank was fucking jumping
I
up.
did see that before. Yeah, Frank jumping around and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I've
Good
got
effort.
him back in his room. He's been running around like a madman this morning. So he runs around, and then he just like because like our living room's like on the middle floor.
Yeah, yeah.
He runs around and just stops at the window like blankly, just like and because it's like a level up, and we've got this green out the front. Like, well, you've been through anyway, haven't you?
Yeah, yeah.
Looks over that like it's fucking Simba on the Pride Lands or something. Just like,
Lion King music in the background and shit like that. Yeah, yeah.
so I try to do that thing, like, because I'm crap at social media and that. Like, I don't know how to do anything. Like, people probably think I'm quite good at it, but like, that's taken a long time to kind of understand how to do that. And I was trying to put like the Lion King music and like that, everything the light touches and all that. And yeah, I couldn't do it, so I sacked it off. So,
Yeah, yeah.
wait, um, this episode we're going to talk about New Year, New Me. Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm going to do at this point. Fuck knows where the conversation is going to go, but we'll just chat for half hour or so and then to kind of see what comes out. So we kind of want to talk about what most people do in the new year, what our goals are this year, and yeah, we haven't really got anything written down. We're just going to go with the flow. We want these conversations to be quite organic. So yeah, new year, new me. So how has the year started for you, mate?
To be honest, pretty much as it finished, mate. To be honest, just not really. I always like to try and end the year in good routine because then I feel like that carries over. Like I don't like try to start anything. I don't want to be like, oh, I've taken 2 weeks off and then I can start again in the new year because I just feel like that's just wasted time. It's like there's still 4 weeks in December. You still make loads of progress in December. So sacking it off till the new year, it's just to me, it's just wasted time. You might as well get that momentum going into the new year, and then you're already 4 or 5 weeks ahead of everyone else that's on New Year, New Me.
Not,
So they go in the gym first week of
oh,
January, and they're just like, oh yeah, I'm just getting started. You're 5 weeks into your program. You've lost a couple of pounds. You've put a little bit of muscle on, and you're in a good routine, and you can just make strides from that. Um, yeah, so that's what I've tried to do. Try to end the year on a high, and then come into this year and just kind of like, yeah, obviously pick up where like carry that momentum on. But obviously, like we've set new goals and targets for me and things like that. So it's just tweaking the program slightly, but still training 4 or 5 times a week and whatnot. Still let's say just consciously like trying to walk into work every single day.
Yeah.
It's only a 20-minute walk. I've got waterproofs, chuck them on. You're only getting wet a little bit. It's not that bad. So it's just little things like that. Just and like we've talked about, for me, it's just building those better habits as well. So the longer I can do those habits, the longer they're going to last. So
Do you know what? I think it's one of them as well. Like where people can really overcomplicate things, and like literally one of the simplest ways to burn calories is just to fucking walk more. And
yeah,
like time restraints and bits like that, and sometimes you need to go in your car because of distances and everything. But
yeah.
little things like walking upstairs, walking to work if it is a shorter walk, walking your dog a little bit more, um, parking a little bit further away from the fucking supermarket when you walk in. They're just little things like that. I'm surprised how much like these little things that you can change, these little rules that you make for yourself can really change things. And it's really, really underutilized. So how did you find it over Christmas? And me, full fucking transparency over Christmas, I ate like a pig. Um, I'm not like I don't drink much anymore. I used to be a fucking big drinker and love it. I still love being pissed. If I'm being honest, it's just being pissed doesn't love me too much anymore. But for me, Christmas, I still train because I love to train. But obviously, like with yourself and the clients and everything. But I broke up on the 22nd. I have 10 days off, and I sent a message out to everyone saying, "Oh, speak to you in the new year, get New Year plans and ready for everyone." And then I was like, shit, what am I going to do with myself now? Because I spent most of the days talking to my clients and things like that. I was like, fucking hell, what am I going to do in
Yeah,
the time? And what I found over Christmas, luckily before Christmas, because I did the photo shoot and
yeah,
put down a lot, I had a little bit of wriggle room, but I still trained pretty much every day. And I ate my usual food, but the problem was at Christmas, there's so much sweets and chocolate and everything that I just had
yeah,
had absolutely everything on top as well. So
yeah,
I think it's one of them. Once you get started, you can't stop either, can you? So
yeah, yeah.
even now, I'm doing a little bit of just a couple of weeks. I tidy up before my first show, first wrestling show in Markham, and it's proving difficult at the moment. Like the evenings and bits like that. So how did you find it from that kind of standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, like you say, I trained as much as I could, um, but pretty much bang on. So on the 22nd, it was our anniversary. We went away for that, just up the lakes. So spent the night in the same hotel. We got eloped in, so that was cool. That was good. So had a nice couple of days at the lakes.
What a lovely word.
It's good. It's a good word for a Friday. That. But yeah, once we came back, I just that night of the 23rd, I was just like, "Summit, I feel groggy as like shit. Like something's not right." And then next day, that was it. Like all bunged up, cough, chest infection, stuff like that. It just could not get comfortable. Ended up like waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, coming downstairs, sleeping on the sofa, just because it's just like I've just waken up having these coughing fits. So I think it was a good sort of 3 or 4 days where I just had to like say to myself, I'm going to get no benefit from going to the gym. If anything, I'm only going to spread it around the gym, and I'll get no thanks from anyone else from there. Because I know when I'm in there, the last thing you want is the guy on the machine next to you, coughing and spluttering his guts up and sneezing and stuff. You think, boy, I'm glad you're in here, sort of thing. It's like, can't wait to get this in a couple of days, sort of thing. So, thought, yeah, I'll try and do what I can and rest up and things like that. And because it was kind of like subconsciously being like, right, I'm not going to be in the gym, so I won't be moving as much. It was like trying as best I could to be like, let's just try and have my meals that I need to have during the day and try as best. And to be honest, my appetite was pretty shot as well, just because I didn't feel like eating anything. It was just like, I'll have some if I am hungry, but I'm not really particularly hungry. So
Like you lose weight, but you also feel like weak as piss as well.
yeah, that's it. It wasn't like I feel good because I've cut. It's like I feel like my body's more bothered about getting me better than it is actually about like building muscle or like losing fat and stuff. So it was more like, yeah, dealing with that. And then it's just like, okay, so I don't think I was properly right until like maybe the 29th or something like that. So it proper took a couple of days out of us before I decided to like remotivate myself. Well, not remotivate myself, but yeah, so I get back on the saddle and go to the gym.
So
So
actually,
yeah,
definitely something going around. Well, I think there still is. I think I've still
mm,
got clients that aren't well,
yeah,
and that's all over the place. I was talking to Matt, who lives out in San Francisco. was his first week this week, and he was having shot in bed all week. Um, so yeah, there's definitely something going around in that regard.
Yeah.
So um, yeah, so yeah, it's new year for me. My brother's moved down here, which is great.
Mm.
That's great. He's obviously moved down from Edinburgh, separated from his wife and everything, which obviously isn't so great, but it was in good terms. They're both okay with each
Yeah.
other's problem. But so he's down here now. So I thought, well, when he came down, we'll sign up at a new gym down here. So I was going to last year. I was going to Ultraflex on Derby, but
Mm.
honestly, I've never ever been anywhere in my life where the traffic is so fucking bad than this area. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Like the bridge is closed near us, so like all the
Mm.
neighbors are just like incensed about that.
Yeah.
Like, it just takes forever getting anywhere. So we signed up somewhere a bit more locally, the Gym Unity. It's a badass gym, like it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my pet peeve, obviously, is people not putting the weights back, and not a lot of people put the weights back in this gym. So I'm having to kind of almost turn a blind eye to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, it's frustrating. Funny story, actually. It was like my third day in there, and I did plate loaded like bench press. And then I came off it and like finished on it, and then I was doing some lateral raises. And I looked around about 2 minutes later. I was off my tits on pre-workout, and I looked around and the weights were still on it, and I thought, oh, fucking, I'm sure I fucking took them off. So I finished my set, went over, took them off, and then this big fella, like he was fucking massive. He must have been about 6'4", built like a brick shit house, juiced out of his fucking eyeballs, honestly, and muscles in his temples. Comes over to me, he's like, "Hey, why did you take the weights off?" And like, I was like, "Oh shit!" And I said,
Oh
"Oh."
shit.
I said, "Sorry, mate." I said, "I thought I left them on and that." And he was like, he was proper off me. I thought, "You fucking prick." Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't dare say that to him because he would have like fucking squashed my head. But like his attitude was shit. And I said, "Sorry, mate." I thought, you know what I mean, went and put them back on. I sat down, and this fellow was sat next to me, and he goes, turns around, goes to me, he goes, "Look, I don't think you beat him in an arm wrestle, but you definitely beat him in a spelling contest." And I was like, and then
That's class. That.
I walked past him. He was like, one of them that tries to like out masculine, yeah. And like he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
nice one, mate, no problem." Like slap me on the back, like overly hard, like
Yeah.
unnecessarily on my back. I was like, "You fucking div," you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was like my first 1 or 2 days in there. So I just got a big like fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger mural on the wall and that. So but, like, well, I think environment's really important when you're
Mm.
training that as well. I was going to the gym group down here, and like nothing against gym groups and pure gyms and bits like that, but they are really really busy. There's a lot of people in there that I tend to find that are, overly dicking around on the phone, and like, I have nothing against people recording for form and all that kind of stuff, but it was quite a frustrating, place to train. But being somewhere like that where everyone's really pushing themselves to the limits, you've got like this badass environment and everything. It makes a huge difference, and I think it's important for people like when you're looking for a gym and you're looking for somewhere to train, is to have somewhere like, does this inspire you? Enjoy being in here? Does it give you that feeling? Does it give you that rush? Because if it's a chore dragging your ass to the gym because you don't enjoy being there, then you're not going to stick to it long term. And I think in 2025, people need to realize this, that the more resistance that you put in between you and hitting your goals, the more difficult it's going to be and the less likely you are to be consistent. And as we know, consistency is the main ingredient to get results.
Yeah.
So
Your goal should be the hard part, not the path, sort of thing.
uh,
Like the hard part should be doing the workout and, like I say, obviously that building up that like resilience to like resist the junk food and the sweets and the chocolate and stuff like that and clean up the diet. That should be the difficult part, not the fucking hell, I'm going to get stressed out when I go to the gym because no one's going to put the weights away or it's not a good setup. There's people on the phones, da, 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 da. And it's like talking about environment. That's pretty much what's happening with me. So beginning of Feb, I'm going to be moving gyms. I'm going to be going to transform unit because I had a lad that took us there just on like a day pass sort of thing, and just walking into the gym, like new gym, never really been in there before. sort of seen where it was at, sort of seen videos and things like that to tours, but until I actually went in there and saw it and actually got to train in there, it was kind of a bit like it just had a different buzz about it, and it was like it's busier, but not to the point where you can't take two steps and get on another machine. It was like it was busy enough that there was someone on every other machine. But there was just a good little vibe. Like no one was really slamming weights, throwing stuff around, things like that. Like everything was kind of kept together and stuff. And it just seemed like a good little vibe. And it was just more spacious than what I'd been in before. I think it's probably probably the best gym in the area. Disregarding the other ones that are like more leisure facilities, like your Fabs and your Everlasts and stuff that have got your pools and your steam rooms and all that stuff. But
Well,
actual,
it's goal dependent as well, isn't it? And what kind of
yeah,
like
exactly.
some people are intimidated by that environment as well, depending on
Mm,
what you want to get from it. But you know when you talk about like surrounding yourself with your tribe that you want to be like. That's not necessarily just your peer group. It's also the people
mm,
that are within your vicinity as well. Do you know what I
mm,
mean? So if you're going into Weatherspoons every morning, and then they're the people around you. But if you're going to a place where people are getting after it, you get onto that as
yeah.
well. But yeah, and it's a good place. It's a good place. I've never actually been in there. But I
Mm,
think it's got Jimmy Barrow that I haven't been in. So next time I'm through, we're like, so we're already organised it, and we to get
yeah,
set.
yeah.
I'm especially looking forward to that, and
Hmm.
just to come back onto what we were saying before about removing resistance and making things as easy as possible for yourself. Let me just put my phone on do not disturb because it's fucking pinging like fuck. I'll learn to do that at the start of the thing next time. But yeah,
Yeah.
removing resistance is really, really important. And one thing I'm seeing it all the time at the moment is people like Eddie Abu, for example, talking about obviously single ingredients foods like this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. Yeah, we get it on paper. It fucking is. Most of the
Mm,
stuff he says, it is processed stuff. It is not the best for you, you
mm,
know. But then when he's saying things about like how calories don't matter and all, he's fucking horseshit. And
mm,
the problem is, you could eat nothing but, eggs and salad and like the perfect food. But again, it comes down to that consistency. And if you can't consistently do that and you're going to be made to feel like you're an awful human being, because let's face it, he didn't get to where he is now just off eating eggs and mainly a plant-based diet. He did it off Trenbolone test, a hell of a lot of carbs. And he says, oh, I didn't count calories. He probably didn't count calories, but what he would
didn't
have
need
had
to.
a base diet, and then as he was coming into his fucking competition, taking a little bit of food off, a little bit of food off, and based off his weight, but eating the same thing. So he might not have counted his calories, but his calories were consistent, and then he could come away. But the
Mm,
thing is, this is the shit that sells. Like if you've got an extreme view of something, people are like, oh, this must be it. Like Diary of a CEO at the moment with Stephen Bartlett, there's a different fucking expert every week. There was one the other week that was saying that fucking the best way to lose weight is have ice baths. Oh shit. No, it's fucking not. It's being in a calorie deficit consistently. That is the best
yeah.
body fat. Or Ozempic, but I won't fucking recommend that.
No,
So
no. Let's not get on that. I think that'd take half an hour in itself, wouldn't it?
do you know what I mean? It works. It works
Yeah.
by all accounts, but
Yeah. For that
uh,
weight loss side of things, but you'll feel like shit.
I don't know enough about it to say too much about it really, but I don't know.
Mm,
If I went and got a hair transplant, I wouldn't. I'd always know that I got a hair transplant, and this isn't
mm,
really. I don't know. I like being bald anyway, but I don't
mm.
know. It just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
Uh, and all these. People are like, oh, it's safe, it's safe. Well, fucking construction companies thought that asbestos was safe as well. And look how that turned out. Do you
Yeah. Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like fucking vapes. Oh, vapes safe.
Yeah.
Smoking. Well, that fucking Paul Danan passed away from fucking excessive vape smoking, and I see people walking around the streets sucking on a bit of fucking plastic, and I think they're like knobs.
Mm,
And I just think
yeah.
putting and it might be slightly hypocritical because I have taken steroids in the past. Um, but that was to like rush the process. I never did anything like I got into the best shape I've ever been in naturally because I actually started doing the right things. The only reason I ever used gear was it wasn't to get on a bodybuilding stage or anything like that. It was literally to cut corners. So I didn't have to
Mm,
diet perfectly. I didn't have to train perfectly. It got me fucking motivated because I felt stronger, quicker, and I was like, oh
mm,
my God, I'm seeing these changes and everything. But again, it wasn't sustainable. It wasn't consistent enough. I weren't educated enough on it. I literally just bought
mm.
some gear and I was fucking jabbing myself with it and eating Anavar like it was fucking Smarties, seeing my body change. But like, Jesus Christ, if I actually got my blood taken, you know,
Yeah.
and the things, I lost it. But like I
Mm,
said, when I got my shit together and I did it the right way and I was looking after what I was eating, I was concentrating on protein, I was concentrating on calories, I was
mm,
concentrating on training hard, progressive overload, like real
mm,
fucking simple stuff. Real
mm.
simple stuff. There was nothing wild I was doing. I weren't doing
Yeah.
fucking monkey bars upside down and fucking, jumping upside down press ups off the fucking wall and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
basically doing them consistently. I got in the best
Yeah.
shape of my life by an absolute fucking country mile. And I think
Mm,
people need to realize that sometimes, so
yeah.
um
And that's it as well. It plays into like the longevity of it and stuff like that, doesn't it? It's like if you were to carry on taking gear and shit like that, like you'd have easily knocked 10, 15, 20 years off your life. No questions asked. That's what it had done. And it's even like you just said then, like, yeah, sure, you could do your upside down monkey bars, you can do your handstand jumping twirls and shit like that. But if it's just if your goal's just that general health, like we've got some people, it always makes me laugh. So I walk into work and then walk up 4 flights of stairs to get to our office. There's some people that drive as close as they can to work, park as close as they can, go up the stairs, and then they're like, "Fucking hell, those stairs are hard." And it's like these people are like in the mid 40s, early 50s, and it's like, how are 4 flights of stairs hard? And it's like what do you want to be tough in later life? Do you want like exercising and going on long distance runs or like running around with grandkids or da da da? Is that going to be the tough part of it, or is just like getting up out of a chair and going to like walking to work, or is that going to be the hard part? And it's like if people focused on more like how can they better their health for the long term and keep themselves as fit as possible for as long as possible rather than just let's do this crash diet, let's get really shredded and ripped for 6 weeks and then let's just go and pile it all back on. It's like that's no good for anybody, sort of thing. It's like let's look for those longevity goals
yeah.
instead.
And the thing is, well, you hit the nail on the head there because as equally as we say, look, you've got to be patient and you've got to be consistent, and it takes time to feel good and really notice them changes and everything. And it is difficult in the same breath to get into that position where you can't even walk up a flight of stairs without being worn out. That doesn't just happen either. That takes time and it takes consistency, but it takes consistency doing the wrong thing. So when you have I don't know, like a pizza. I love pizza, for example. But like, say when you have a pizza, you don't all of a sudden not be able to walk up 4 flights of stairs. But when, like you say there, where you're parking two meters away from your fucking desk and you're eating takeaways what I mean, once a day, fucking 4 or 5 times a week, and you're not doing the things like you're not going out walking, it does accumulate over time. But like I say, like how good habits accumulate over time, bad habits catch up on you as well. But because it's not an immediate bad effect, but
Mm.
you get that dopamine hit because you love the taste of it and you don't have to walk too far and there's no stress towards it, that creeps up on you. And once it's there, it's difficult to get rid of,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, no, fucking. I hope people are enjoying this and haven't turned it off yet. I feel like some pills of wisdom coming out. I'm gonna send this to the clients just to get some views for my own ego. I might get 12 views. Well, I don't know like what you put like in like the descriptions and shit like that. I should really learn more about it to be honest. But it's nice just to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Um, so what are your goals then over the next couple of months, mate? Where you at the moment with your own personal goals?
So yeah, so I think this week I've come down. I want to say about I think it's about 1.5 kilos or something like that. So we're sort of moving in the right direction, um, sort of thing. So yeah, it's just maintaining that sort of that gradual sort of fat loss into like a nice comfortable number, sort of like where you got with your show prep. You got nice and lean at show prep, and then it was like you didn't just come out of it and it was like, right, pizza, cake, like you've reverse dieted it out of it so you can at least maintain that level of leanness and that sort of size and things like that. I'm just trying to go, I'm trying to go the other way. I'm trying to like, you've come from a really lean state and kind of build up to like a comfortable Rikki working weight, if you would, sort of thing. I'm trying to get down to my sort of comfortable working weight. And then it's just, I just think having good set targets where it's like, if someone turned around to me tomorrow and said, "Do you want to go for a 5K run? Do you want to go mountain climbing? Do you want to go up the lakes and go hiking for 10 hours? Do you want to go do this? Do you want to go canoeing on the lakes? Do you want to go for a swim? Do you want to just be in that general fitness where I can just go and do that? It's just like I'm kind of like that jack of all trades, master of none sort of thing. Like if I wanted to go and do something, I can go and do something. Like I'm at that level of the fitness and health where I can just go do it, and there's no and that's kind of like a big part as well. It's like obviously when Torrin gets older, bring him up. I want him to be able, like, I don't know what he's going to get into when he's old. He might turn around and be some BMX biker or something like that. He might be a brilliant mountain climber. He might not want to play football. He might want to play rugby instead. He might want to do long distance running as a hobby or whatever. I don't know. So, but if I can show him like kind of what I'm going through, what I'm doing, and like level of fitness and stuff like that, and then inspire him to get involved and do other bits. That's kind of where my head's at, like long term goals. But obviously, I need to get to that point first, and I'm not trying to rush it. Like I see that happening in like a good couple of not a good couple of years, but yeah, hopefully like 2 or 3 years when he's actually properly running around and things like that, we can start taking a look at that. But yeah, this year I think it's just get the body weight down, get the body fat percentage down at least, and just start building a good all round. Because I know I've got a couple of hit sessions sort of programmed in each week, so it's just being able to just hit those hit sessions really hard, build that good cardiovascular system up as well, and just maintain what I'm doing with the weights, like just being able to do pull ups and push ups and things like that and dips and yeah, just yeah, keep a good level of fitness, I think.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there as well because it like you say because there is a goal dependency to it as well. It's like, for example, when I was getting down to photo shoot lean towards the end of that, my energy was tanked, but the goal was to be ready for that certain day, and I know people that do.
Yeah, your goal wasn't to have to great energy. Your goal was to look as good as possible for the shoot.
And people that do bodybuilding competitions, like it's not healthy to get down to that level.
No, no.
But like, let's say right now I'm around about 81 and a half kg, still
Mhm.
fairly lean. This is quite a comfortable weight for me now. So, if you want to put muscle on, sometimes you do have to go to like the extreme with your food and bits like that as well. But then that also affects your energy. So it's, you
Mm.
know, but like people are like, right, I need to lose weight, and then they'll fucking jump on a keto diet or whatever. And it's like, can you stick to that? Like I had messages off a few people that told me that right, they're doing keto in the new year, and instead of disputing it in the message, I've literally messaged him just saying how are you getting on. Oh, it was all right, and then not one like what's the date today? 17th of January. So we're only 2 weeks in. Not one of them have stuck to it in the 2 weeks, and that's not a knock on them. That's a knock on this societal thing where everything's got to be quick. People overestimate what they can do in like 6 weeks, but underestimate what they can do in 6 months. Like if you do it incrementally, consistently, and actually allow yourself them little breaks in between, you'll be so fucking surprised at the changes. You go, I mean, like, look at your first 6 months of us working together. It was
Mm.
fucking bonkers. And
Mm.
like, but we did it over a 6 month period. Like we got
Mm.
changed quick,
Mm.
but changes in six months were fucking nuts.
Yeah,
Oh, and it's like people probably see on social media like the results we get are absolutely fucking bonkers. Like I
yeah,
said, all normal working people, and and making sure things fit within their lives. But the thing that I drill into them is focus on building them habits. Like, so don't garner your results off looking at the scales or fucking hell, my average weight hasn't come down far enough this week, or I didn't have a very good session there. What you ought to be doing is setting your goals as, right, have I done my 4 sessions this week? Right, have I drank my water this week? Have I done my steps this week? Have I done my cardio this week?
Mhm.
and then tick them boxes, make them your goals instead of making your weight a goal, for example. Set goals of the actions it's going to take to get there. And then when you've got a coach and knows what he's doing as well, if they're setting them goals for you, if they're setting, the weight goals and the body fat goals and everything like that, as long as you're ticking them boxes, which is the main thing for you to have as goals, then you will get there. Or your coach don't know what he's doing. But it's important to make sure that they're the things you're focusing on and not a number on a scale. Because what happens is when that number on the scale doesn't go the way that you want it to, it's like, oh, fuck, it's not working. I need to do more cardio, or I need to eat less, or you don't need to do fucking shit. There's a million and one reasons why, your weight will fluctuate day to day. And that's why we work off averages. And that's why it's important to have someone in your corner that can actually support you. And even if that's not a coach, someone that's gone through the same process, that's like, I'm fucking hell, how many times have we had that conversation with people where it's like, stop freaking the fuck out and just trust the process. It's the conversation I've had most with people since I've been coaching, 100%. Some of my clients
That's it.
stop standing on the fucking scales for a while
Mm.
and just concentrate on hitting numbers, and then they go back on the scales in a month's time. Oh, fucking hell, I've dropped a stone and a half. So
Yeah.
exactly, but I guarantee it hasn't been linear, even though we haven't looked at it for that month. It's like
Mm.
there's no way it's been linear, and I think it's just important for people to kind of realize that. So,
No, absolutely, mate.
right. I think we'll fucking call it there as episode one, because I think we've been chatting for about half an hour. I don't want to make these too long. Hopefully there were some nuggets of advice and some words of wisdom or something maybe entertaining. I don't fucking know, but yeah, that was episode one of Rikki Talks Fitness with Joe Allington. I'm not going to call it a co-host because that's fucking douchey. Even the word douche is fucking bad as well. So I don't even know why I'm saying that, because I never say that in my real life. So anyway, that's it. I'm going to shut up. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all that shit. It's much appreciated and helps us massively. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. This is recorded on a Friday. This might be out on Monday. So I hope you had a good weekend. Whatever.